What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Respectfully. I am your host, Cam Farmer. And today is it's a pretty good day. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and do the Shador on y'all on behalf of the Clippers. Yeah, stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. I'm going to just go ahead and just cut through all the formalities. I hope y'all are doing well. I'm doing well. I told y'all. I'm going to give you all a little story. My first semester of grad school, I took 2 research classes. I learned about 2 types of research methods: quantitative, qualitative. Quantitative observations are observations you make via numbers, stats, tables, bar graphs. You get the idea. Qualitative observations are observations you make with your eyes. You can make observations by smelling. You can make observations by tasting. You can make observations by hearing. Qualitative observations. James Harden's first game with the Clippers was was October. It was late October. Had to have been late or early November. But his first game, his debut with the Clippers was in the Garden, New York City, against the New York Knicks. Before he came, when rumors were stating that James Harden wanted to be with the Clippers, I initially said he does not need to be on the Clippers. He doesn't need to be on the Clippers, primarily because of the extraness that was, on display when he was in Philadelphia, the extraness that was on display in Brooklyn, even though I'm really not giving him credit. It's not his fault that he went through the things he went through in Brooklyn, and the extraness that happened when he was with Houston. I told myself, Cam, give it at least 20 games. Give it at least 20 games. I did a lot of qualitative observations. I really did. I not only watched their games on a night in and night out basis. I got NBA League Pass, the student discount, by the way. You all should do that. Whoever's in college, whoever loves the NBA, get the student discount with the NBA League Pass. This is not a paid promotion, by the way. I would watch their games. I remember watching James Harden's first game when they were playing the Knicks. And they lost. Then they lost the next game against Brooklyn. Then they lost the next game. They lost 3 straight. They lost 4 straight. They lost 5 straight with James Harden. And then the media was like, everybody was saying, oh, man, this is a travesty. The Clippers aren't good. Even ESPN, NBA on ESPN, whoever was running their social media, put a little graphic saying 0-6. The Clippers are now on a 6-game losing streak. They're 0-5 with James Harden now. And I said, you know what, Cam? Feel those emotions. I know you're upset. I know you're disappointed. But why am I feeling this? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling the way that I do? Why am I feeling like this is the end of the Clippers as we know it, as I know it? But it wasn't the end of my 20-game observation challenge, so to speak. So they win 3 straight. After that, after their first 5 games with James Harden, they win 3 straight. They win twice in San Antonio. And everybody loves to discredit wins now. Oh, that's against San Antonio, blah, blah, blah. Nah, bro, they got Wemby. Yes, and I know that this day and time, the San Antonio Spurs are not a really good team. They're very young. They're like the Detroit Pistons, but just a little better. Well, after their 3-game winning streak, they lost to the Pelicans. Then they beat the Mavericks by 20 something. Then we lose to the Denver Nuggets. This time we're at home. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and James Harden are still playing together. But they're playing a Denver Nuggets team at this moment in time without an Aaron Gordon, without a Jamal Murray, and above all else, the main person, the main player who has given us problems in the past, spanning all the way back to the bubble, Nikola Jokic. And then, after the next few games, we lose to the Warriors. It was like the last game in October. Went to the Bay. We lose by 6. Then the Warriors make a quick turnaround and come to Los Angeles and play the Clippers. Paul George hits a game winner. From that moment forward, the Clippers have been the best team in the NBA thus far. And if I'm going to keep it 100 with you, truthfully, I pray the Clippers can keep this up because I believe that they will. It's funny how a lot of people were posting about the Clippers' failures. People were posting about Paul George's wedge shot when he took the last shot when they played Denver a few weeks ago, when they were in Denver, and they only lost by 3. People forget Paul George had an efficient game. Kawhi Leonard had an efficient game. Kawhi Leonard right now is the best player in the league. But when you're nobody, not when you're nobody, not named, when you're somebody not named the LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Nikola Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis and Luka, kind of gotta go with the flow at that point. The Clippers are currently on a 7-game winning streak, with their most notable wins over the Sacramento Kings, the defending champion Denver Nuggets, and the Golden State Warriors twice. And you can say whatever you want to about the Warriors. Oh, the Warriors, they're not good, blah, 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 blah. You never count out the Warriors, even when you have Stephen Curry on the floor. You see what they did last night against Brooklyn. Brooklyn had the better team. And honestly, no disrespect, Klay Thompson, overrated. Draymond Green, if you don't have Draymond Green, you're really not going to get far. And that's saying a lot because all of the problems Draymond Green has within the NBA or as an NBA player don't even come from off the court. They're on the court. But I say this about the Clippers. The Clippers are currently 15-10. They are currently in the 6th spot of the Western Conference. They are second in their division. And, they won 12 out of their last 15. Nobody's talking about it, which rightfully so. Nobody cares about the regular season. But for whatever reason, when it comes to NBA teams, we always got to point out their deficiencies. We got to point out their flaws. For whatever reason, we got to point out the losing streaks. And in those losing streaks, we never really talk about what we saw improve. Because what a lot of people don't understand about the Clippers is that when you have a team comprised of Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden, the chemistry could be it could take a minute for the chemistry to turn into synergy. Very, very difficult. Cam, bro, them Clippers, man. Them Clippers, oh my God. Man, shut up. Yo, Cam, your Clippers not doing so good. Who cares? Let's talk about what they did to improve. But you know what? I'm not going to treat this like the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm really not. Some of those games we deserve to lose since James Harden has been there. Really. And I'm going to be very honest with you. With the Denver Nuggets, like Alabama and the Kansas City Chiefs, a lot of teams are really starting to figure out the Denver Nuggets. In particular, when they lost their best player. Or, I'm sorry, not their best player. Their best defensive player in Bruce Brown. Like the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are starting to get figured out even as we speak. Kadarius Toney can't catch. He can't catch for anything. No disrespect to Kadarius Toney because he's a first-round pick. He's a first-rounder. But I know y'all missing Tyreek Hill, man. I know you got to be missing Tyreek Hill. But I say all that to say this. I want to talk about why the Clippers are the best team in the NBA. And I'm looking down because I have some of my notes because I like to keep receipts. I don't, like to remember. I mean, I like to remember a lot of things, but at the same time, I don't. Work smarter, not harder, if you know what I mean. The Clippers have an 11-3 home record. Now, the only reason why I won't mention the away record is because they've honestly played more home games than away games. But they are literally, their defense, if you want to talk about defense, their defense has been on full display throughout this entire 7-game winning streak. Number one, they are 5th in the NBA with 110 opponent points per game. 5th in the NBA. In an era where the game has changed and scoring and the offense is a much more commodity to the average fan, people don't understand how difficult it is to hold your opponents to under 110 points a game. It's difficult to hold your opponent to 100 points a game. Clippers beat the Sacramento Kings the other night. Held them to literally 99 points. And the Sacramento Kings are a very talented offensive unit. Very talented. Keegan Murray just dropped 47 last night, having made 12 three-pointers. Number two, the Clippers are 5th in the NBA in point differential with plus 5.6. What that means is, throughout all the games that they have won, right? Because they have a winning record. They're 15-10. They're 5 games above 500, .500. What that means is every game that the Clippers have won, they average beating the opponent by more than 5 points because they've been winning a lot recently. But I want to talk about, which brings me to my third point. I want to talk about the players that have really kind of impressed me outside of, before I get to Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. James Harden. James Harden is averaging 18 points a game. He's averaging 5 rebounds a game, and he's averaging 10 assists a game. Talk about a facilitator and a game manager. Talk about some, I don't want to say complacency, but stability at the point guard position. Averaging a combined 2.7 steals and blocks per game. James Harden needs to be better on defense. James Harden needs to blah, 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 do this and do all that. If you all watch the games, because stats don't tell all the story, what I'm telling you is this. James Harden, even though he's not a primary defender, he has improved on the defensive end when it comes to moving your feet, when it comes to cutting off paths for the ball handler to get to the layup, right? When it comes to closing out shots, he has really improved his offensive game. Russell Westbrook is another person who has really impressed me. A lot of people want to say Ty Lue made the adjustment to sit Russell Westbrook. No, Russell Westbrook sacrificed himself. He sacrificed his starting spot. He sacrificed his minutes for the betterment of the team. And on top of that, he's still giving you 10, 5, and 3 off the bench. Which brings me to my next point. Norman Powell, who is arguably, by the way, a great 6-man of the year candidate, who was giving you 15 points off the bench and is shooting over 50% from the field. And no, ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, he's getting his points from the layups and blah, blah. No, these are pure blood 2-pointers, jump shots, layups, floaters, anything. But more specifically, the jump shots. Zubac. I've been for those of you that have been a part of my rants when it comes to the Clippers, I don't really, Zubac just been getting worked a lot. When it comes to being a defender, he's not a defender, but he's a great rim protector. And he's a great partner to James Harden. And what I mean by that is when it comes to him setting the screens, when it comes to him setting the picks, and James Harden does his nice little bounce pass, whether it's between the legs or it's between the bounce pass, Zubac is either going to do one of two things. He's either going, do one of three things. Either he's going to go up for the layup, either he's going to dunk it, or he's going to sell the contact and go to the line. That's how good James Harden has been. Daniel Theis, underrated pickup when Mason Plumlee went out. Underrated pickup. And I'm very interested to see what Ty Lue is going to do and the adjustments he's going to make when it comes to reinserting Plumlee back into this lineup. Because Daniel Theis has been a huge factor for this Clippers team, particularly when it comes to coming off the bench and being a great help to Zubac in terms of his size. Paul George. This is where we get to the two main guys. Paul George. 20.7 points throughout this 7-game winning streak, 20.7 points, 5.8 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 2.5 combined steals and blocks per game. Paul George is him. And I've said this before. Paul George has one of the most gifted bags I have ever seen in my life. The dude is 6'8", moving like that. Paul George is that guy. But I'm going to be very critical. You have to have Paul George. The Clippers don't win 7 straight games without Paul George. The Clippers don't get 5 games over 500 without Paul George. Clippers aren't where they are right now. Now, I know it's fairly early in the season. We haven't even gotten to Christmas yet. But you got to give respect to give credit to where credit is due. Paul George is the guy. He is him. But you know who else is him? 1 second. Yes, sir. Kawhi Leonard is the guy. I'm trying to tell y'all. I didn't say nothing when everybody else was literally discrediting the Clippers. The Clippers are trash. They're not good. It's an atrocity. It takes time for stuff like this to gel. You see, unlike the Lakers, for which they had LeBron, AD, and Russ, that just wasn't a good fit. And as a matter of fact, the Lakers have never gone on a 7-game winning streak that I know of when they had all 3 guys on the floor. Why? Because Anthony Davis was always injured. LeBron was sometimes injured, but who showed up? Russ. Kawhi Leonard is arguably the best player in the league. He's not even leading the league, but at the same time, in the last 10 games, and in the month of December alone, Kawhi Leonard is averaging 29 points a game with 6 rebounds a game, 4 assists a game. And y'all know Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is not really the facilitator type, but if y'all know Kawhi Leonard is going to facilitate if he has to, including the players, making the right reads. But here's where this is really scary for the league. The dude is shooting 61.7% from the field. From the field! That's a very difficult thing to do. And when we talk about people like Joel Embiid, when we talk about Giannis, when we talk about Magic Johnson, the reason why they are able to average such a high field goal percentage is because they're 7 foot tall. They're 7 foot. And Magic Johnson, no disrespect, the dude got 5 rings. Greatest point guard, second greatest point guard of all time, but the man couldn't shoot. He couldn't shoot. So when you think about Kawhi Leonard, what he's doing at his size, The dude at his height, he's only 6'6", 6'7". Not to mention shooting 61% from the field. He's shooting 57% from three-point. I'm telling you right now, you all better be so lucky that the playoffs do not start today. Because if it did, the Clippers are giving the Denver Nuggets the best opportunity to give them a run from their money. I'm being so honest. That's not to take away anything that Minnesota is doing. It's not to take away anything that Oklahoma City is doing. Why? They are the top two teams in the West. But they know, come playoff time, Kawhi Leonard is a huge, huge difference maker. It's not even he's a game manager. He's a game changer. He's a game changer, bruh. I'm going to just go ahead and say, I don't know why I'm saying arguably. Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the league. And it's not even because I'm wearing the jersey. It's not even because I'm a gigantic fan. But it's because I know greatness when I see it. Kawhi Leonard being this dominant is good for the league. But only thing I ask, Clippers, can y'all just keep this up? Y'all may lose a couple games here and there. That's fine. Obviously, you have a winning mindset. Win every game that you can. But can y'all keep this up? I would rather you all have a losing streak right now than after All-Star break, come late February, March, and y'all are fighting for playoff seeding, fighting for a play-in spot. But at the same time, I'm happy that you all are I'm happy they're on the winning streak. They're in a winning streak right now because the more games you win, then the better the team will be come playoffs. That's all I got to say about that. Thank you all for tuning into this nice episode. God bless y'all. Have a great night. Love.